Hey, y'all, what's up? It is 11:30 in the morning on the 18th day of July 2024. It is starting to become sunny, but yeah. So I said I'd return to this topic, and I am returning to this topic. It's my top 3 fantasy games that you should play in 2024 that aren't Dungeons and Dragons. We know we do lists like this every year around this time of year. But now more so than ever, we're doing these lists because of 2024 Dungeons and Dragons, and we want people to know that you are not limited to just one thing. So first, I just did a general top 3 games, and then I said I would do each specific genre. So obviously, we got to start with the biggie. So let's start with top 3 fantasy games I think you should play that aren't 2024 D&D plus an extra one, but you should already know what the extra one is. So my criteria was, first and foremost, is it currently in print and easily available and reasonably priced? And the reasonably priced in this section is harder because a lot of fantasy games, you know, even older ones are going to cost you 30, 40, 50 bucks. So at the top of the list is Chris Gorman's Basic Fantasy. This game is literally free. All right. If you go to DriveThru, if you go to the link on DriveThru, you can get the PDF for this game for free. You cannot beat that. The soft cover black and white is like $9 plus shipping. That is ridiculously cheap. And considering what Chris just went through, you should really pick up this game. If you're just looking for a bare bones D20 fantasy game that does everything basic Dungeons and Dragons does without all the bells and whistles, you cannot beat this game, especially since it's free. It is literally free. The 5th edition is supposedly coming out. Recently, Chris went through some issues with somebody trying to copy his game. Other people have covered that, including Instructo Boy of all people. So I'm not going to comment on that. But yes, this is the game to get. This is like a must-have. You know, this is like one of those games you should have because it's free. And for $9, you can get the rules. You know, so there you go. Chris Gorman's Basic Fantasy, easily accessible, easily playable. All you need is 20-siders and 6-siders. We've all played this game. We all know how this works. It's the most bare bones versions of D20 retro clone goodness. So yes, just get your this is a must-have, really. Literally, it's free. Links down below. All right, number 2 is what surprisingly gone down in price. This is another like I should have this game even if I never use it. It is Worlds Without Number of the Without Number Sin Nominee series. This is the fantasy version of Worlds Without Numbers. It is $12 for the PDF or $60 for the hardcover. This is a great D20 retro clone fantasy game, but the real selling point with everything that Kevin Crawford does is just the amount of detail, the amount of building information, the amount of how to run X information, and of course the random tables. I mean, this guy has taken all the random tables out there. He's like the heavyweight champion of the world of random tables, of just coming up rich, deep, amazing random tables to world build. I mean, if you're just looking for a master class in world building for $12 for the PDF of this book, you can't go wrong. I mean, really, this is a game you should have, even if you never use it, because just the amount of information in there and the amount of stuff and the amount of work Chris does. So this is $12 on DriveThru. It is definitely worth the PDF if you are ever interested in world building or random tables or how to work things out. All right. So number three of games I think you should have. This is kind of, you know, you guys should know this one is coming up because I talk about it all the time and have been talking about it for like a year now. It's Tales from the Valiant. Yay! Why Tales from the Valiant? Of all the 5e retro clones out there that exist, why Tales from the Valiant would be the one I'd recommend. It's a little pricey. The PDF is $30. I don't know how much the hardcovers cost, but they're probably a little bit more than $30. If you are a 5th edition 2014 through 2019 player and you want to continue to play 5th edition 2014 the way you appreciate and know 5th edition 2014 works without any of the weirdness that came after Tasha's and without having to convert to 2024 D&D, this is the game for you. Not only does it pretty much give you 5th edition as we know and love it, with a few other revisions and a few new bells and whistles, but it's basically 5e. If you like 5e, it's 5e. If you know how to play 5e before the weirdness started in 2019, 2020, you know how to play this game. It's from Kobold Press, who has consistently since 2014 made the best third-party 5e product on the market, consistently winning awards, consistently winning praises. Some people say they've gone woke. I don't care about their politics. All I care about is the product. And there's a lot of unhappy 5e players out there who want to continue to be able to play 5e and feel Wizards of the Coast is not respecting them. This is the game. Of all the retro D20 5e games I've seen, you know, MCDM, DC20, 7D20, or, you know, my Chad Gable, the Level Up 5e, this is the one that has the best support. This is the one that has the best stuff going for it. This is your game to play if you still want to play 2014 through 2020 Dungeons and Dragons and not have to jump through all the weird Tasha hoops, not have to deal with all the weird rule changes, not have to deal with switching over to 2024 Dungeons and Dragons. Because yes, I'm sorry, it is a brand new edition and you are going to have to switch over. This is a way to confirm that you have 10 years of previously existing third-party 5e product you can mess around with, and a ever-growing library of third-party 5e, classic 5e product you can deal with. And so obviously, if this is my third recommendation for games to play in 2024 that isn't 2024 D&D. Now I know I said there was only going to be 3, but obviously there is a 4th, the special, extra special credits. And again, this shouldn't come as any surprise to anybody. If there's one game you play, you know, this year that isn't 2024 D&D, and you're looking for something that does the best of both worlds, the best of old school and the best of new school, it is, of course, 2024 Game of the Year nominee, Shadowdark, from our good friend Kelsey Dion. Hi, Kelsey, who I've been friends with sort of for about 4 years now. So I am not white knighting her because I was communicating with her long before I ever knew about Shadowdark. You know, this game has a special place in my heart. I have a special level of respect for Kelsey because of everything she overcome, everything she did, everything she represents. This game is probably the perfect crossover game and also the perfect game to introduce older players to the hobby. It provides everything you love about 5e. It provides everything you love about older editions in a brand new way with a lot of new unique mechanics. It can be played very dark and serious. It can be played a little bit more lighthearted. It does a little bit of everything extremely well. There's nothing new in this game. It's all stuff that Kelsey has taken and added a breath of fresh air to. So even when you see stuff you know that's been around forever, she manages to present it in a new, easy to understand way. That's a great game to get people to translate from 5e to old school, to comfortably continue to play that style of game, or to comfortably continue to play an older school style of game while also taking the best of the 5e mechanics to come up with the best things. Now, there's other games that do this, but obviously this one is my number one, and it is Tabletop Role-Playing Game of the Year nominee for Ennies, and let's face it, it's gonna win. I would be really surprised if it doesn't. So, you know, the winner of the 2023 OGL Wars is Kelsey. So yeah, it's my extra credit if you are looking for a game to play in 2024. And none of the other ones I said float your boat for a fantasy game. Check out Shadowdark. It is still kind of pricey. That is the only thing against it. There are cheaper games out there that do the same thing. This just does it better. And so until something else comes along that does what Shadowdark does better than Shadowdark, it is going to just be my nominee. So yeah, there you go. Top 3.5 games you should play in 2024. My personal opinion, doesn't matter worth. I mean, obviously, again, number one is Basic Fantasy from Chris Gonnerman. It's a must-have. It's literally free. You don't have to pay anything for the PDF. So you can have it in your library and just never use it and just say, yeah, I have it and I'm supporting Chris. It's, you know, what, $10 plus shipping to get it shipped to you. The next one would be Worlds Without Numbers, $12 for the PDF, just a master class in world building. Another one that you should at least read. Tales from the Valiant, of course, because it is the best option available for people who want to continue to play 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what 6th edition 2024 D&D is going to be, but if you want to play the best take on 5e, this is the way to go. And finally, of course, Shadowdark, because when am I not white knighting and standing Shadowdark? Those are it. The next time we'll visit space games, I guess. Space games. So if you've got a game that you think should be on the list, like Aaron, let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later because I'm kind of tired. Bye. Bye. How does this button work? Bye.
Yo, check. Yeah, we're not the type to play games. You can stay clay.